there. Come in both ways. Come in. No, this is not gonna work. You need to go around the other way. Enter from the front, please, and thank you. So cold that I do not want to have the door open and have to wait for people. I think when it's cold, when the weather is warmer, I will allow people to come in from the back. When it's cold like this, I'm going to insist that you come from the front, because if I have to hold this door open, I'm not going to do that. April 22nd is when that porch will be sprayed down so that there's not those annoying bugs that fly around by that. So that's also a time where you want to come in from the front. But throughout, Aries season, then that's the 30-day window, depending upon the weather, where I'll have the door open, and in the fall too, I'll have it open, and you can come in from the back. But otherwise, I insist you coming in from the front. Door. So that's what I'm going to say. Okay, now it is 9:45 now, so alright. I'm just shut the door. Okay, so although I didn't tell you that we were going to do this during the weekly announcements, I decided, what the heck, we're going to do it. What I'm going to do is something very interesting, and there's a certain way of how this is going to work. Okay, now, so today I am going to promise delivering devil's testing. So what this is going to look like is, it is going to be, I'm procrastinating right now. I could be cleaning my glasses, but I'm choosing not to right now. I'm going to say, well, let's see. I don't have any. Well, actually, do I have any? Look here. There's nothing in here except for, extra stuff. I don't really have anything much. I really don't. So today is going to be the day where I do the devil's testing with a couple people, more people than I had planned for yesterday. So about 3 groups of 3 will be doing it with me today. So I will call you, and where it is going to be downstairs. And the reason for this, and why it's not at the kitchen table, is so that it's more private, number 1. And number 2, I have some work that I need to get done. And I just want to try to get some work done, kill 2 birds with 1 stone, while you are also getting your work done. Okay? Now, spirituality, activity. I would say by March 17, that's your last day, because, all you're doing for this assignment is you are basically writing a reflection on what it was for you, the whole process. So you're going to end up writing it at the end. It's not going to be too difficult, but there is some criteria on my page that you need to follow, such as, what did you learn? How did this make you better? How did you, grow from this? What did you like about it? Was it difficult for you to try to get into that kind of routine and habit pattern to, be able to keep this up? Was it easier some days or, easier other days? Did it bring you a sense of peace, and did it make you feel grounded and centered? All these kind of questions. Okay, so that's going to be what that will be about. So you can do that at the end. That's going on at the end. A couple days from now, there'll be an Amenten meeting. We'll talk about Mars retrograde, and I have some other stuff written down, which I just put back into the drawer, but let's not worry about that for today. And then you may go into the theater and watch a couple of different things after we go over the Mars retrograde reflection. You'll also be doing, you'll have a choice, which will be one of the assignments. I think the big theme for this Aries season, beyond your trip to Joka, I think when you get back, I think the theme will be, it's going to be 2 words, and it's going to be encompassing a YouTube channel. It's called Owning Authenticity. That right there is the theme of this Aries season coming up that we're going to be dealing with. Owning authenticity. What can you do to live an authentic life and to live your truth? That's what it comes down to. With Aries. So owning authenticity, it follows the North Node in Taurus as well. With that. So owning authenticity. This is not going to really be a project. We'll be doing several different things that will be encompassing of that theme, but there will be no project that you'll do for this particular Aries season. I think for Taurus season, it's about having a materialized goal and taking the slow steps to get there. Especially if it's something that you're restarting, because during the huge part of it, Mercury will be retrograde. Okay, so, we'll get into that at that time. This is a huge month. Let's focus on this month. Now, alright. So, I've kind of explained how this is going to work. You're going to be in here. Remember what I was starting to talk to you about yesterday about writing, a story, because you're basically going on your computer, having a document, or you can write it down on paper, your choice. You're going to be writing, putting your name, putting the date, putting the, so, you need the name, date. I don't want to make this too formal, but I'm going to say this. And I'm just thinking about, for Christmas time, I'm the holiday time, I was thinking about doing a much colder Christmas. Now, when I tell you what I mean by a much colder Christmas, I'm not sure that all of you will be on board with that. I just want to warn you up front. But, I'm trying to make things retro red. Take things that I used to do and then put a modern twist on them. So that's what I'm doing, or trying to do. So, what was I going to write down on the board? I just forgot. Okay, so, that's, what you need to do. And you know, so okay, yeah, I remember. Okay, so all right. Just erase with my hand. I shouldn't have done that probably, but so you need basically your first and last name. So this would be my first and last name. McCurdy, you know that already. You would need the then you would need the Amenten later. So in this case, Lopez Snow. And then let's just say um
Excuse me.
let's just say Lopez Noel. That's who you're going to be writing down because I am Lopez Noel. I am the Amenten leader. It's super obvious. Um, and then you need the assignment title. So I guess narrative would be your title. So you're going to do that. Then you need the date in this kind of format. The format of this is MLA format. This is MLA format. Ready? March 13, 2023. Notice I didn't put the TH after 13. That's very important. That's just the format. I don't know who makes that kind of rule, but that is the format, and I want to try to keep to it. March 13, comma, no TH, 2023. That is MLA format. Correct me if I'm wrong, but that is what you need to do.
Excuse me.
Okay. So that's what you need to do for this, first and foremost. Okay, so when you... Oh, I'm sick of being informal about stuff, you know? I'm just... Okay, time to get formal about this. Okay, so this is the information that you need to begin your narrative. Then you're going to put a kind of title for this. So thinking up a title for your story, like what's a good, entertaining kind of title that you can think of. And then you're writing that down, and then you are clicking enter, indenting, and then beginning the process of your writing, making sure that the lines are double spaced between each other, and that you're indenting and that you're watching those margins. So that's very important. Then you're just writing out your story from beginning to end. Especially consider beginning the story with some sort of hook to get the audience engaged. And think about making it interesting, entertaining. And that's really the big focus of this, is to make it both interesting and entertaining. And then you're doing that, and then you are writing out your story. That's simple enough. So that's what I'm going to have all of you do. Then sometime we will present those kind of stories. Okay? So we're going to be doing that sometime. Maybe at the end of this meeting we'll do that. It just depends. Now, this is where I am going to go retrograde with all of you. So, this is how this is going to work. So, I'm going to be sitting on the couch over there. Okay, now people up there, this is going to be a little bit of a injustice to you. And I'm going to be sitting over there. You can take a chair from there. There's several different chairs. Find a seat. Maybe sit on the ground. You can stand if you want to. For the people in here, since this is a fairly large room here, what's going on. And I'm actually going to be generous and open the door while I do this part of the meeting. So I'm going to have the door open. You can go out there, grab a chair. You can even stand out there. You can do things. You can get yourself set up to be either in this area of the room or over here or out there.
Are you going to have that door open for a while?
Yeah, probably. So, I don't care where you are, as long as you can see me and hear me. Now, it is going to be, speaking like Nadia Shaw, because she starts up with saying it is going to be. Yeah, we both share the same Mars placement. We both have Mars in the sign of Gemini. Alright, so, no, he is not going to White Castle. I have to see, if he changes sort of how he speaks. I mean, I don't want him to change a single thing about what he does. Just don't curse. I mean, it's as simple as that. Don't use vulgar language. That is not okay. And I feel like, well, I'm desensitized to it at this point because I've heard it so much and I'm so used to hearing it. What somebody were to say wouldn't shock me. It really wouldn't. But I'm still not going to allow it, and I'm still not going to allow myself to do it, and I'm not going to use it. Now, if I have cursed, it was in the past, and it was really rare if I have. And I probably did a great job at covering it up if I have. Okay? That's what you need to know. So, I was listening to one of my older videos of this Amenten back at the end of 2014, when we were doing such things as doing writings, short little writings about things that I gave you a prompt and you wrote about them. I think I was giving rewards to people for doing a good job. And I remember hearing myself curse, like say the SH word. And the other thing is, I remember this was, this was following the tradition of, a much colder Christmas. Believe it or not, it was December 28th, I think, somewhere around there. I was sitting over here and I was reading off people's presentations because they were doing a thing about animals and they were writing my animal is, and then they were explaining why they, what they like about this animal, that kind of thing. And I was watching the video and I was thinking, well, that's, I could have done more, but I was a lot younger at the time and, different. That was when I was pretending to be somebody else and speak in another voice. And the main thing is it felt good. It felt natural. Now it would last for a certain amount of time and then I would just doesn't feel natural. I've grown out of that. One person wrote about my animal is a snake and writing about how he or she liked snakes. And I remember saying, oh, I didn't appreciate that. I was watching the video and I said, I didn't appreciate that. And I made the person redo it. And I was thinking, how is this about me? let them say what they want to say, and it's okay for them to like those kind of things. So I kind of, I could call what I did kind, warm-hearted shaming. It's like shaming somebody, but doing it with a kind heart. Like doing it with like genuine, warm-hearted kind of thing. Like you could say something so offensive, but then that person would say, "Oh, you mean it," or "You're genuine about it," and you sort of feel like, wow, this person cares. But then, that was for it at the same time. So that's really interesting about that. And then I remember also the video giving rewards and just pulling things out of the closet and giving rewards and those kind of things to people. So, I've downloaded all the videos. I have them on my page for you to watch those archive videos. And I will have Susan, Linda, or Daniel and myself put them up in the community tabs of our channels, and send them out through email as well. So that is that. That's what's going on. So I've explained what you need to do. Hopefully I've made it clear by this point, okay? So I want to see 3 people. I want those 3 people to come with me. We're going to actually go in there, and I'm going to explain what we're going to be doing. Please remember, if you are doing this test, because this is what it is, it's a writing comprehension test, and I'm going to talk with you about what you're going to do, give you a little prompt, and then you're going to go off and do it. This is a test that is designed to be comprehensive. It's supposed to test, and it's supposed to improve your writing skills, and under a certain given amount of time that you can write about something in depth, get creative, be versatile with whatever theme or whatever prompt I sort of throw at you, that okay, I'm giving you this, but then you need to come up with something, put it in your own words, and make it your own, and make it original, and provide something with substance. Not only that, but to be able to do this, it's a question of being able to, okay, I have this word, or I have this theme, and I can write about it, be it a personal narrative, or I can write what it means to me, or get in depth about what I know about this topic, or what I'm imagining about this topic. I mean, all these little things, okay, all these little aspects. So, all right, so I'm gonna have 3 people. Choose who you are. I don't care, but I want to see 3 people over there. Now, before I even get to that, I started talking about you finding a place to sit at the couch. Okay, so now here's what I want you to do for this portion of the meeting. I want you to find a chair. You can sit in that chair over there. You can sit over there. You can stay in this room. You can sit on the ground. You can stand up. Pick a chair from over there, or drag a chair here. Wherever you can see and hear me. I will give you about 5 minutes to do that, and then I'm going to start and with that particular portion of the meeting. Okay? So that's what I'm going to do. 5 minutes is it, and then we will continue from there. Alright. So, let me just pull up a couple of different things. Now, interestingly, I just want to begin by talking about these kind of plants here. So, these are, trying to get myself adjusted here without feeling something Okay, so these are tomatoes. As you can see, there is nothing in this packet. But the reason why this is important is because, starting this month, I think around the 21st is when we're going to see where we're going to start planting. So what is going to be happening is there's going to be gardens that we're going to be starting to have at the Amenten. So we're going to be planting tomato crops actually. So there will be in that backyard there will be an area that is designed, that is sort of set up for the process of planting tomatoes. And then, you need sunlight and you need water to nourish the soil. You need, all those different elements. So, that'll be set up where gardeners can come and attend the soil, and you can actually go there and get your hands in there and actively participate in the process of growing tomatoes, and then see sort of the process of how it's just a seed and then it becomes tomato. And then of course they're not going to be ready until August, but anyway, these tomatoes, the brand of these tomatoes, these are just the seeds, because, obviously the fruit comes from the seed, and it's sort of unbelievable how it's just a seed and then you have the plant emerge from that. And the brand of this tomato seed is Bush's Big Boy, and that's a huge brand. They're very high end. They're very highly qualified and highly recommended by a lot of planters, especially if you were to read the Farmer's Almanac, which is a book about where it gives like what would be the proper time to plant new seeds and garden, and it sort of involves astrology and astronomy in the book. Okay, so that was this is this plant, and I remember several years ago we did a whole big unit on plants where we looked at plants, and it was so much outdoors types of things. And I know there's a lady who used to be among the Amentens. Her name is Joni Craven, and she was a plant. I forget it. I think she was a plant expert. I don't want to try to make up a term that I don't know what it actually is. She was a plant expert, and she does these videos where she analyzes these different plants and breaks down the certain parts, and okay, this is this because of this, and this is what this particular leaf is, this is how it gets there. Really doing an explanation of the plant, what it is, how it needs to be nurtured, how to tend to it, how to take care of it, and also breaking down the different unique leaves and parts to the plant, as I said. So that's what she does, and I'll have to put her. She has videos, and I have to see where I can find those. I'm sure there's somewhere on the Amenten website, but maybe if I find them, I'll put them up for you to watch, or email them out, or whatever the whole process is. And with tomatoes, you can do a whole lot with tomatoes. You can grow tomatoes. You can, in salads, in soups, in sauces, like, pasta sauce, on pizza. I mean, where can you go wrong with fresh tomatoes unless you take a lot of bells and whistles where it ruins the tomato. Maybe you can't ruin something fresh, but if it's fresh already, don't do a whole lot to it. Keep the preparation simple. That's what Marian Esposito talks about in Show Italia. So this is that plant here, and then there is another something else that I did want to show you real quick. These are cucumber seeds. I think the people up there are finding this a little bit unfair. So these are cucumber seeds. And cucumbers, there's, obviously in salads and, far more preparations. And you can eat them raw, or a really good thing that you can do is you can take cucumbers and then put a salad with onions and some kind of like vinaigrette, some kind of dressing. It's delicious. And when you're spooning it out, make sure to spoon out the excess liquid. So it's a good salad. But this here is, these are cucumber seeds. And this is also going to be one of the plants, along with a bunch of other plants. There will be tomatoes, there'll be zucchinis, eggplant. I mean, so many different kinds of fruits and vegetables that will be grown in the gardens. This is something that we're doing, and there will be gardeners who will be coming and maintaining the garden. That'll go on whilst we're doing all our other stuff and exploring all other customs that will be here at this Amenten. And cucumber seeds. So cucumber seeds, these are the cucumber seeds, and Fury Morse is the brand since 1856, the same year as the last Jupiter-Neptune conjunction in Pisces, not the one last year, April 12th of last year. That was the Jupiter-Neptune conjunction. 1856 is when the last